Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Are you feeling trapped? Are you feeling like you can't get out of something that you're in? Are you feeling like your thinking won't stop? You can't rest? You can't sleep? Do you feel like something is wrong or all the world is against you? I believe that there's a time where we all come to a pivotal moment in our lives when we have to take self-accountability. We'll run here and there, everywhere, numbing inner pain and mental pain. We'll sleep with every man and woman that we can get in touch with to numb the pain of the mind, thoughts, the inner ungratification, the losses, what we don't know about ourselves. We numb the pain. And then one day we wake up and find that we cannot numb the pain anymore. What do? The solution is within each and every one of us, because sex can be an addiction. It could have been something that we latched on to make us feel like we were conquerors. This is men and women. The gratification of it can turn into something that becomes an addiction, or even codependency. Is like a drug. It makes me feel great. I'm conquering the thing that, I'm riding. And when the ride is over, the thoughts are still there. That's what addicts go through, by the way. If anyone did not know how sex can drive you when you have codependent issues, addictions are the same. Look at, which is the part that failed people, the part that does not tell the truth, the part that holds the mask at work and says, I'm one person at work and I'm another person at home, the part that does not tell that I beat my family when I'm at home, I physically abuse them or I verbally abuse them, and then I go to work and I have another face. These type of shadows, they're calling people out right now. All of the spirit realm is shaking people and their foundation, even those that are not believers, even those that try to figure out God. Let me tell you something. You can't figure God out because you hadn't even tapped into or allowed yourself to be a part of who God is. Now, when you get off the high horse of illusion that you are God, and because of your material wealth that you have attained, that's going to sustain you through all situations, then you'll be better off, because material is not a sustainer. It cannot keep you when you're mentally going through and you can't find the answers to what you need to do. When you're mentally going through, eventually you're going to begin to crack because you have not given yourself the ability to work out the problems. Where did the problems come from? Many people will say that they came from, relationships, marriages, associations, how they were treated in different meetings or events, however the associations came. But I beg to differ, because everything that we do in our life, even when we change some things, there's a consciousness that resolves back to our childhood. So the answers are in the parts of childhood for those that are sexually addicted. They didn't mean to become sexually addicted, or they didn't mean to, get involved with so many women or so many men that they couldn't keep their home life straight. Yeah, the fantasies, the ideas kept pulling them out. You're really not a bad person. It's just that you didn't manage. You didn't manage a part of your life properly. And management means that there is a time where you have to discipline yourself. You didn't discipline that sexual addiction or your sexual activity. Some people not going to want to see that. But whenever you got a woman for every night, every other week, it ain't the same one, that's going to cause problems because they calling you. When you on social media, you're talking to different women to make you feel good, codependency issues. When you on social media and you talking to men to make you feel good because your husband doesn't, or the commitment is not good, these add up to codependency issues. No one should be able to be put in a place of making you feel good. You should be able to do that. That's what grown men and women actually do. So it could be some parts of your life that you didn't examine. You learned how to make a good career. You know what I'm saying? And some of us, some of the, these aspects are not going to register with everyone, because everyone does not make a good career. They're not able to because they're fixated on the sex, the cocaine, the lack, the need. I need to be with somebody. I'm afraid of being alone. These are codependency issues, right? And when you're ready to actually admit that this is a problem and that you've been going through mentally, what you do is reach out to a therapist, because some people have become narcissistic through these abandonment issues, things that had happened with family. When you go back into your childhood and you're starting to remember, now you're having to see memories. A lot of people are having memories, of the past. They can't shake it. It's causing them anger. They see their childhood challenges and issues in people around them, their loved ones. They can't sleep at night. They're taking sleeping pills. They become addicted to drugs now. You got to drink alcohol to get it gone. This is where you begin to change your life, because if you don't change your mind, nothing in your life will change. And that means that even within you, all the turmoil and tumultuousness will begin to distract and take away, subtract all the money. If you are one of those people that mastered work, all the money, the wealth that you have, it will leave you, because you have to heal what's broken within. Now, I'm going to leave it there, but I had to get that out there because there's a lot of people that are facing issues right now that they really can't change, and they need to call on God. They need to call on the universe to give them support. They need to call therapists and make appointments. But more than anything, they need to get their spiritual life in order. Get your house in order. Your body is the temple. Get your mind in order and bring that mind under submission. Bring it to the altar. And leave your heart and your mind at the altar. Romans talks about it. Why? Because without you checking in and getting a relationship with God, you are letting yourself be put in a position where you are facing brokenness that you cannot repair. Your life, your losses, people all around you, all of the darkness that you're experiencing will be what you sit in until you decide to let go of your past. You got people in your life that you're actually blaming for what you're going through. You ain't took responsibility for it. Childhood issues. You grew up in lack. You hated it. You hated it so much that you won't even embrace it and say it was part of your journey. And you hate it so much that if you don't embrace it, you're going to wind up losing everything that you may have gained or obtained. And then there's people out there that hate their life so much they have no gratitude, no thankfulness. Wherever you are, whatever you go through, what you're born in was for your good. You learn from it. You help others with what you've been through. But if you're sitting there and you don't want to do nothing for nobody else and help nobody, you lazy, you feel like life is all about you, Satan, that devil within you, has got a hold of you. And if you don't break it because you're so fixed and stuck in the way that you think, enjoy the ride. Because the ride is taking you into places that you judged other people about. Why are they homeless? They need to get a job. Why are they drunk? They need to, do something. It's a shame that a grown man or a grown woman is in that kind of predicament. You didn't even stop to find out what the life was about. You just looked at your 3D life and what you acquired materially. Material come and it go, especially when you can't help your brothers and sisters and when you have no gratitude to say thank you to God and the universe. Your mind's so caught up in what you don't have, how people should serve you. How about you serve somebody, right? How about you serve a community? How about you tell people about how you really came into the material that you have before it leaves? And if you had no gratitude and you're not accomplished anything in life and you don't have any money, begin to thank God for accomplishing something and watch yourself be brought into the position of being able to face that accomplishment, being put in a position where you can create an accomplishment in your life. You're not the only one that's been through anything in your childhood. Every one of us have come here and we didn't have everything we needed, especially minorities. I would say minorities are people that don't have green. Now, as the world is changing, green is not going to matter as much. All right? That's why this year has presented us with so many thought processes provoking us to say, what will you do if the buildings become vacant with businesses? How will you respond? Will you be able to change? Will this make you crack under pressure because you are so fixed on doing things the way that you do? Did you not remember that you are not in control? You weren't even in control when you came into this world. You have no control over anything or anybody. So, if you need coaching, personal development, we're doing executive coaching classes in groups. We do meetings for the coaching executives that we have already. Peer coaching is also available, and groups. And we have the website www.wealthyliving.org. You can go there and find the offering that you like. You can also make a donation because we help those that are in need. We believe that we are our brother's keeper. All right? www.wealthyliving.org. We don't just want to have it. We want to make sure that others understand how they can get it. All right. So you guys have a wonderful day. And if you have codependency issues and you can't get that mind untangled, or entangled, as we heard. You see, entanglement doesn't start outside of you. It starts in the mind. So the only way that you can break free is by spiritual help from our ancestors, the masters, Jesus, Buddha, all of them, and the angelic forces. When you start also doing things for others, when you also start looking at how you can serve others in a loving way, brothers and sisters loving each other, not battering and abusing one another, this is when things begin to clear up for you. And because, I couldn't tell you the story without me having went through it. I experienced so many opportunities of meeting people, and they don't understand this part. You got to go back and fix some stuff. Even working in the behavioral health field, what I find is it's the government. Maybe they don't want us to help people truly. They don't want people to get their lives together because, they have different models. And one of the things that they'll tell you is that some of them don't believe in taking people back into the past. A lot of us grow up suppressing our past abuse, the lack of mothers and fathers being there, the hatred that we have for mothers and fathers that have not been there, the abuse, sexual abuse, the unsafe areas of life that they allowed us to be in, not having stable lives, not having clothes and food. And some of us really, we got to go back because we blame people when it was an experience we were supposed to have to be able to educate people on what we could come into, especially if you mastered areas where you're not per se poor anymore. Teaching is a valuable asset when you went through something. Always pass the information on to help others. Don't be so caught up and self-centered that you do not understand that you give and you receive. Life is not about one person, selfish, individual. It is not. It is about us. And we're coming into the time, Aquarian age is saying we're groups. Hey, we got to work together. So there is a shaking. Mark my word. I am not talking just because I want to in this. I'm talking to men and women with addictions that are gratified by sex, drugs, food. Gluttony will tear you down, and gluttony is in sex. You overdo it. Gluttony is in overeating. Gluttony is also in cocaine use, meth, because you're addicted now. You got to have it. Why? It gives you a rush. There's some people that's also addicted to tearing down other people verbally. That's an addiction. You don't see nothing in others because you don't see nothing in yourself, so you tear people down. That's a sickness. You should be building people up. That's right. So, if you're one of these people, get you some help today and be blessed.